Coming straight out of Ecamm. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam.
Hold it, stop the music!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Can I please have your attention?
Now showtime, are you ready? Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, let's go.
Aloha Ecamm fam, what it do? Welcome to the show. It's time for another demo. And yes, DJ Right on Beat, DJ Rob, of course is funky. You made it. That's still to this day, that song still rocks, okay? So that's people, you know about music production yet? This is what you know. Rob made that about 2.5 years ago, maybe 3. I forget. It seems like forever, but it still gets you in the mood every time, and that is good production. It's timeless. Thank you, DJ Right on Beat, for making the Ecamm theme song. It is dope. We got to make a lo-fi one. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I see a bunch of you guys are diving in. Look, we have something really awesome to show you today. This will come in handy for anyone who is kind of dreading editing. Okay, but you have to. Like, it's unfortunate, but this is what happens. You have to edit nowadays. And so we kind of take some of that off the table for you by planning your show, having a flow, going in order. But every once in a while, you say words you're not supposed to. Then you need to pull those out. Or maybe you've added somewhat of a team. So there's often times where I collaborate with Luis and Paul, or myself, Katie and Caleb, whatever. So this tool is going to help you do some of this. So I'm glad that both Luis and Paul are here. Hi, Luis. I just did some video stuff yesterday that I sent to Luis, and then Katie said, you said about 8 things wrong. I'm like, uh-oh. I got to maybe redo those if Luis can't fix it. So yeah, we're going to dive in. Let me introduce you to Liza. Da-da-da-da. How you doing, Liza?
Hey, Doc. How's it going?
Good, good. Okay, gang, so we had the opportunity to meet at NAB. I was teaching people how to do weird stuff, and I just saw these guys working in the corner, and they just kept popping everywhere and looking a little bit shy. And then luckily my buddy Tom introduced us, and I think what they have to offer you is great. So we want to make sure that you guys get a chance to see this. So tell us a little about yourself, and then, of course, you can tell us a little bit about scenery.
Thanks, Doc. My name's Liza. I'm actually a former video editor, which has led me to work at Scenery. So I'm excited to get to share a little bit more about Scenery. And as you said, Scenery is a collaborative web-based video editor designed to help teams who are remote, or if you're an individual editor who's just constantly looking for ways to improve with efficiency when it comes to video content creation, our tool solves that. So I'm excited to dive in and show you a little bit more about what you can do personally with the Ecamm videos that you're producing, but also, you know, as many people know, once you're a video editor, you're always a video editor like myself. So if it's personal work that you're working on as well, excited to show you what Scenery has to offer when it comes to video and collaboration.
It's funny you say that because I swear, like on a Sunday, I don't want to do anything, and then it's like, oh yeah, your niece has a concert today. Can you go and film? Huh? What? Yeah, we saved your spot in the front row. Okay, so I go and I film the footage. Then I come back. All right, I'm gonna airdrop this to you guys. Oh no, we want you to chop it up. Huh? I was like, listen, somebody else in this family needs to learn how to edit. So
Oh
I
yeah.
know I know exactly what you mean. All right, cool. Let's dive in. I'm gonna pull this over here. Da, 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 da. Folks, you are looking at what is the back end of scenery, but all you need to do to follow along if you want to see what's going on is go to scenery.video and you'll see what the application looks like there. Okay, so go ahead. Show us what you got.
Awesome. All right, so welcome to Scenery. As I just mentioned, Scenery is a web-based collaborative video editor. Doc, I'm going to invite you to my exclusive team here in just a bit. But before I do that, I would love to just kind of show you the lay of the land. Feel free to ask me any questions as I take you through this.
Okay.
So Scenery is that web-based collaborative video editor designed to help teams work remotely. So you can see here, I'm in my Scenery team. I logged in. I've got a bunch of other teams here as well, so I could easily jump between different projects. So again, as I mentioned, I'm a video editor for my family, for friends. So if I've got a bunch of teams, I could always jump to different teams if I want to separate my projects from other projects. So I'm in this demo project that I have right here, and you can see I've got one project where I'm going to actually dive in and actually edit the video together here. But before I do that, I wanted to show you some of the brand consistency spaces that we have for you when you jump in. So you could have a bunch of different collections and host a bunch of your logos here so that when you dive into your edit, it'll be easy for you to just grab different logos and other assets that you have that are associated with your brand, for instance. So I went ahead and I interviewed actually a design engineer who also is a video editor. It's a common theme, clearly. And he and I actually collaborated on a video together. So this is an interview that I did with him. And this is an example of just me showing you how I produced this video together. So I'm going to take my scenery assets. This would be, if you were on an Ecamm live demo like we're doing this right now, after this call, I could quickly upload all the footage that we have and we could start editing. So that's what I did with this video. And I'll dive in and kind of give you the lay of the land of what I did here. So you'll notice when I dive in from the start, I've got a nice timeline editor, a robust set of tools that traditional NLEs have to offer. And I'll take you through all these different features in just a moment here. But before I do that, I want to just point out these 4 sections I've got. I've got a project page, which will allow me to organize at the project level and get really, nitty gritty into the comments of different shots or maybe different pieces of music that I like. And you can see the folders that I've created here, and we'll jump in there in just a second. I also have a canvas, which is, you could think of it as a video whiteboard, right? You have all this real estate to storyboard, to create multiple versions of your video. You've got the timeline, which is what I'm in right now, where you actually assemble your final edit together, and your scene review. This is your movie theater style view where you allow other people to jump in, take a look at your video, and leave comments. So I'll walk you through all 4 of these different tabs here. The first is this project page, and I mentioned that we've got different collections here to organize at this project level. I went ahead and I uploaded my video into this raw folder that I created. And the way I went about that is I clicked import. You can upload directly from your browser, from your desktop, I should say. You can upload directly from the cloud, and then you can also record yourself, or if you have you want to do another voiceover or webcam or whatever it may be. So we allow you to import from multiple places. The next thing I did here, I actually took the interview that I had and I transcribed the video itself. So I could go ahead, I could create a nice transcription, which will allow me to then get into the pieces of content I want for this video. So if I want to highlight this section here, and I'm going to actually dive into the actual clip itself so you could see it at a bigger level here, I could take this piece of media, highlight it all, go to my comments, and say use this, And then from here, I'll be able to take that actual piece of comment that I made a comment on, and I'll actually get to drag it into the timeline itself and start to edit it together. And that's essentially what I did with the final piece of the edit. So it's a nice place for you to organize, get your video into a good spot, and then finally bring it into your timeline to then go ahead and start to edit. So from here, I'm jumping into my timeline to just show you kind of how you could actually take that footage, the comment here, and actually apply it to the edit itself. So I went ahead and I started to take all different pieces of this edit and I start to assemble it together. You'll notice that I've got a robust set of different functionality within the editor. I added some fun scenery logos here. I went to my collections tab here and I imported all my different brand, logos initially, and I'm able to quickly just drag and drop those. So it's a nice place to host all your different content, as I mentioned previously. You've got shapes, so I went ahead and I added a cool shape asset, some transitions, effects, animations, and then I just started to, piece it together, right? So I've got a cool, nice background, and then I started to assemble the edit together here. But the best part about this is that now that this video is done, I could jump to this canvas here, and what I'm going to show you for a second might look overwhelming to start, but what I've created here is a nice place for me to templatize. And now anytime I, let's say, do another scenery masterclass, for example, in this scenario, I could go ahead and I could duplicate this project and just simply replace the video that I have and pop it in this scene here. And a scene and scenery is what you would call like a sequence in other traditional NLEs. But this canvas here, again, is this video whiteboard, right? It gives you this real estate and the autonomy to create what you want. So I have this one full interview demo here that I've created. Maybe I have a second version down below that just looks a little bit more simple. I could go ahead, I could, take this version and export it. I could export this one if I want, this one to be used for ongoing projects. But then I also have the ability to create nice little shorts here to say, okay, this segment of this video is awesome. Let me just go ahead, select a nice range here of the video and take that piece here and now option drag this out to use for ongoing purposes. So this canvas is really created for you. You could do whatever you want. I'm gonna zoom in here and I'll take you through, Doc. I'm sure you have a bunch of questions on what I'm showing here.
The first one is not even a question. It's insert favorite bad word after holy here. Because for our people, a lot of us are making shorts.
Okay.
And for a lot of people that are trying to be brand intentional, you're making shorts that have a similar look and feel. The content is different. But without a lot of work, you just set up what we in the industry call the donut. All I have to do is just plop the video in the middle of that donut. The head and tail is the same. The content in the middle is different. Send it. And if I have a different version of the same donut, say we're doing a promo of this show, and we have one with me saying, make sure you don't miss it, one with you saying, don't miss it, I could just drop the copy of mine on the canvas, and then after you send me your version, I could just sub it out and send it. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to start drinking this early in the morning.
Yep.
You see that, Louise? Did you see that?
You said it perfectly. I mean, what's great is like I can take this version, send this one off to you, Doc, and you're going to see here, I'm going to jump into my scene review. You'll see that fellow collaborators of mine on my scenery team have gone ahead and added comments to myself here. And now I could actually instantly change those in real time. So if you and another Ecamm team member of yours, wants to collaborate on this video, you could do it simultaneously in real time, but you also asynchronously could leave comments to yourself. So I could go ahead now and actually, David wrote this comment to me a day ago. Can we change this font? And now in real time, I could go to my timeline here, zoom into this section of my edit here, and change this to the font that he just suggested. And now on his end, when he hops back in, I gotta find this font. Where is it? Is it even in here? Let's pretend for a second he said to change it to this one. So in
That's
real
sans
time,
serif.
yeah, there we go. In real time, now if he clicks on this, he'll see that change of that font, and I can mark it complete, and now it's good to go. We could export it, and boom, I've got this version done, and then I could go back to that canvas as I just showed you and duplicate it simply, and create another one for, again, just another option for someone else in my team to check out.
Man, that's so good. I can tell you from doing this at a regular level, the amount of emails and phone calls and swearing that goes down because, making changes or waiting for the commits to come in. So like, okay, yeah, this is legit. Or then you finally move that sequence into the master sequence. And, that title sequence you're working on, can you change the what? Are you
Yeah.
drunk? No. That's actually pretty cool. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And you said titles, so it's cool too because you could compare and contrast different looks before you actually commit to that too. So I'm going to zoom in here on the canvas again. You can see I'm zooming. What's nice is I have this space to just go in and out of different sections.
Yeah, that's
So
a different motif of anything in the editing world. And I think one of the things that's really cool about that is I know, for instance, when I'm in FCP, I'm forever jumping to a different project to grab an asset, or I wanted to remember how I layered something or whatever. I have to leave the project, go back, and sometimes switching back and forth just takes a minute. This is actually relatively dope how you can just scroll back out.
Yep, exactly. And now I could jump back out. And I want to invite you to this team here so you could just actually be in here with me if you want to jump into this project with me, just so you could see the
Okay,
collaborative
cool.
aspect of it.
All right, let's do it.
I'm going to click share here. And you could see, Doc, tell me what is it Doc at?
Do DocRock at Gmail.
There you go, DocRock at Gmail.
And then you guys send me cat pictures. I'm allergic to cats.
So if you want to click edit, I could give you permission to, if I don't want you to edit, I could just give you review permission, which will just enable certain modes for you. But I'm going to give you editing permission for this specific project. And I'm going to share this, and you'll get an email on your end where you just now will able to jump in and start to edit actually with me on this actual project.
Okay.
So I'll
answer that real quick. Ooh, this is super cool. And do you get invites on the home front, or you have to answer the email?
So if you're actually in your scenery team itself, you also can access. So if you click on scenery.video, this little caret here of your team, and go to your team settings, you'll be able to see that you'll have a join team as well. If I'm inviting you to the whole team, I'm just inviting you to this project. So for the project itself, you'll have to answer the email. But if I wanted to actually invite you to the team, you'll be able to get the join team as well from scenery itself.
All right, cool. Let me refresh and rate this. Dun, 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 dun.
And I'll invite you to this team as well, just so we could cross all of our T's and dot our I's here as well. So now I've just sent the invite, and you'll notice that I've got a bunch of different team assets as well.
I got it. And it says, do you want to view the project? So it's doing that. Let me switch this over here. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, sweet. I see it. You're in the team.
Oh, I just saw right before I switched, my little head icon popped up. But look, guys, now I can see exactly what Liza can see. Do you see what I see? This is really cool. Oh,
So I see Doc's in there with me. And now I can edit this version while you're taking a stab at this version. And we could just go in real time together.
Oh, this is actually pretty cool. Love it. Oh, wow. Now you can generate team competitions, like drop in the short. And they were like, okay, everybody has like 15 minutes to edit this short, and we'll see what you come out with. And you actually could post all three, just the different edits to see how everybody edits slightly different. And you're just generating extra content, So if you have a little collaborative squad, somebody like my buddy Rich, where they have, 6 creators all working together, it was a really cool setup here.
Absolutely. So I just actually went ahead and did that. So I have YouTube Short 1, YouTube Short 2. So maybe I want to title this as like Liza's Short versus stock short. So I'm gonna just say this is Liza's. I'll let you play around with this other one up here.
Wow, I can actually see it jumping around in real time. This is so cool.
And now if I want to go zoom in here, I'm gonna expand my canvas so I could just focus in on this one space. And now I can edit the same way I would in timeline mode on this actual video here. But I'm ready to like jump in and get into the nitty gritty. I always have this option to jump to timeline. So the canvas and the timeline are two different views, obviously, but it's whatever you feel comfortable with. If you're more of a storyboard type person, Canvas is a great place for you, but if you are more comfortable with your NLE, you can see on my screen, I see Doc, you're roaming around with me in this timeline, in this actual scene together. And I could jump between different scenes as well.
That's cool. I really like it. You can add tracks. Boom, put in
You could add
notes here.
exactly. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and I'm gonna jump in and maybe I'm gonna start to play around with this title. I'm gonna jump to my titles here. You could see I've got a bunch of different options to mess around with. And if you want, we could start from scratch and just showing you how, I assembled this from the get-go. So I'm actually gonna create a new scene. And you'll see on your end that I've created a new one. You could jump in here with me if you'd
Okay.
like.
Oh, that's titles. I want to open the big view. Oh, there it is. No, that's going to unmute. How do I get to the big view like what you just did?
So you'll head to your timeline where it says timeline on the bottom of your
Okay, yeah, got it. Ding
yep.
dong. Hello, that was easy.
And then you'll open your media library
Yeah.
and you'll see the raw file that I have here of this video.
All right.
You could jump to your project assets, jump to your raw.
Boom, in there.
And now from here, you and I both can start to make comments together on this piece of footage. Or if you want to just directly, start to drag and drop this piece of content into the timeline, I'm just going to select an in and out point the same way, that you would in any other traditional editor. And I'm going to drop it right into the timeline just so we could start working with some pieces of content together. And you'll see let's say this is the meat of our interview that we want to select here. Now from here, I'm going to separate this audio so you could see how easy it is to just take this and piece together different aspects. So I could, lower my volume, raise it here. If I tell you maybe if you want to go ahead and add a title on top, you could do that. I could do that. We both could be doing things simultaneously. Or, if we both want to be working on different sections of this video, we could duplicate this scene and you could now be working on another one as well.
Man, this is cool. Hold on. Let's check on these folks right here. Make sure everybody's good to go. Listen, listen, people, are you following the log here? This is so cool. I like how easy it was to just jump in. And there are a bunch of buttons on an interface, people, but that's going to be the nature of a game. It's just like I tell you when you jump into a car. At one point or another, once you have the basics down, you know that this thing turns the car left and right, and this thing makes it go, this thing makes it stop. Everything else you can ignore until you need it, right? So pretty simple when you get in. Just look at the bottom. You got your project, your canvas, your timeline, and then scene review where you can, sort of talk to your teammates and things of that nature. And yeah, this is pretty cool. Paul has you thinking twice. This is really cool. All right. We have a question. Rich wants to know, can we do multicam?
Great question. So Multicam is something that's currently in development. You have the option to manually, sync different clips together. So we have a syncing clip functionality, but the actual multicam feature is something that is in development at this moment. As you know, we're constantly working on different features. So we want to hear more, we want to hear suggestions, but that is one that we're working on.
That is very cool. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of easy, like when you just sort of see what you're looking at, and I love how you can just jump back and forth into like the timeline view or go back to the canvas view. That seems to make things easy. It's very drag and drop. I did upload footage today, just messing around, and the upload process is easy. You literally just drag your clips into the browser and, however long your internet takes is however long it takes. Mine is pretty quick. And then you get a little checkbox that says that your files are in position, and yeah, you're sort of good to go. So super cool. I like this.
Sweet.
There is you have a build in and a build out. I'm assuming that's for the scenery bug at the very top, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So if I go back to this canvas here, you'll see I've got my build in. I've got some nice animated logos here that I could now use
Oh, and you
for
just save it and
anything.
reuse it.
Save it
Oh,
and reuse it.
oh yeah, we kind of figured that out already. See, now it's just going to be getting into the habit of remembering you could make it once and use it many. You know,
Exactly. Yep.
sorry for
Yeah.
the old term, computer logo, lingo. Write once, read many, and yeah, that's cool. So your title assets you can keep. Now this is one that we get all the time from people. Every editing person has asked this question at some point in time. Is there a way? Okay, like so we're going to do our leap into live selling, and we have 20 speakers. You know how in After Effects or Photoshop you can just throw a text file at it and it can make in a title lower third for each
Yes.
one of those people. Is that something
Yeah.
you guys worked in yet, or is that something you have in the pipeline?
So it's definitely in the pipeline in the sense of being able to automatically have, one template and reuse that for everything, but you can manually set that up yourself. There's no reason you can't. So like you
Okay.
could see, I've got these cool titles in this scene itself. And I'll make this a little bit bigger so you could see what I've got going on here. So I've got this cool Sakai title here. I've got this Liza one. So if I want to just kind of have those hosted out, I could have them over here, my titles, and have it ready to rock and roll with my team colors, my brand assets. You'll notice that I have my team colors all saved. So if you have, a brand that's catered to a specific look, you always have the ability to mess around with, one title that you want to use 20 different times. So if I wanted to change this, I just option drag that. You saw how easy that was, or Command D to duplicate that. And now if I want to change this to doc,
That was exactly what I was doing.
oh, sweet, you go for it. And I
was
can
right
now
here
make
making one.
your color, like we can make this an Ecamm really brand focus project here too. So I'm seeing what you're doing right there. I'm hovering over this Doc Rock, head of community, and then, flip that over there. Perfect. Sweet.
Boom. That is super cool. So yeah, it's actually all set up and ready to roll. That is super cool.
Ready to roll. Exactly. And
Oh,
then you can see here, I have different quotes too. If I have a certain look that I want to focus in on, I can go ahead and just have all my titles hosted out here with my colors ready to go so that when I jump back to my homepage, the next time I create another interview with somebody or whatever the project may be, I could duplicate it and boom, I have that one ready to go, ready to mess with. And
yeah,
like you
so
said,
Rich, you see where this would come in handy, right? Again, because you're doing something, you have 6 creators. You could theoretically the research work, or if you guys are talking about an app, right? Like say you guys are doing your show and you're talking about some of the mobile creator tools or collaborative creator tools, you might be talking about scenery. You could have Keely, Michelle, or Dina or somebody come in and just do what's going to be the B-roll shots, right? So they're going to pull the website shots and basically build it on the canvas. They're going to have the link overlays as lower thirds, everything all built on the canvas while you're editing the parts. And then when it's ready, you just drag and drop those directly into what you've already edited. So you could focus on the audio, video editing side of it, and somebody else could do all the title and B work, Foley, like the whole 9 yards. I know, actually, we didn't say that. Can you do that with sound elements as well, or is it just for visual elements?
yeah, you could do it with song elements. You could just, style it however you'd like. And
Luis,
you
we're
also
going to
have the
have to
ability to
have drunk editing sessions. I just wanted to let you know. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to do this at Creator Camp. I just thought of something. Holy crap. Okay, Katie's going to kill me. We could have a team set up for so in Creator Camp, what we're going to do is we're going to have 5 teams and we're going to have members on that teams. And one of the contests may or may not be generating social media video for your team.
Yeah.
My team, we're using scenery. I'm just saying, because we can all be editing in our various hotel rooms, sans pants, and doing our clips, making different clips. So anybody on my team, we're gonna kick ass. I'm gonna just let you know because we're gonna do this. We're gonna use scenery. So don't tell anybody else. If you're not on my team, I feel bad for you. This is gonna be fun. Oh my god, right? Yo, see, Luis,
You'll have a little advantage.
Yes, that is actually brilliant. I'm just trying to think of ways. I think my buddy Rich's podcast is a good guinea pig for you guys because what his thing is called Creator Pod, and they're all Ecamm creators, but they hui together to make a podcast talking about the struggles of what creators are doing or the wins that they're having, and it's like group therapy. Was really, and they just record it. But right now, Rich is handling a majority of the editing load by himself because he's the fastest. But this is a perfect example where, even on a day where they couldn't record, if they all just wanted to send in a clip of what they're talking about that week, and like we couldn't do our group recording together, but we're just gonna hop together this piece. Or we often do videos where we ask a bunch of the creators to send us. Like, hey, this is Liza. I've been using Ecamm for like 2 months. I'm really loving it. This is what I'm doing. Blah, blah, blah. And we turn that into a supercut. Collecting those assets is a pain in the butt. I always get last minute, can't find it. I don't know what happened. This didn't upload. But you could easily do collaborative projects with something like this.
Absolutely. Yep. And you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, I could be uploading all the footage that somebody sent me while somebody else is making the time coded comments on that piece of footage as well. And then we also have a webcam video itself. So if you don't want to get people to, record on their cell phones, you could just have them say, oh, record yourself directly in scenery itself. And boom, the video is actually there for you.
Shut the front door. Hold on. I can record just like, how we use the Ecamm guest mode or something. I can record directly into scenery.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's bananas. Okay, Rich hates when I say that, but that is so cool, man. I'm having like a whole bunch of like ideas twirl through my head while we do this. This is actually incredible. So, gang, in the chat right now, pop into me. What is your biggest friction point when it comes to editing right now? And let's see if we can find a way to help you solve that. And while you guys do that, because YouTube takes a second to hear this and for them to type, what does the pricing structure look like for something like scenery?
It's a great question. So currently we are in public beta. We will be releasing a formal pricing model within the next few months. But for those who jump in and really get to use scenery, we will be offering, free services of scenery at this moment. And then the pricing structure will probably be around a seat per seat basis. So pricing model to come, but right now, have at it and enjoy. Yeah.
Go play now. People dive in start editing, find out how much you love it. And truth be told, like if it makes your job easier and it makes it easier for you to spit out what you're creating and just get it done quicker, then it's going to be faster. Luis got jokes. Luis says his number one editing hassle is sourcing files, and then that wink icon means me. Jackass.
It's a big pain point.
Thanks, Liza. And so Rich says friction, recording 6 people, then doing multicam with 6 talking heads and 1 master group shot. Looking forward to the multicam thing. Yeah, that's always the case, really. I think for a lot of folks, it is friction, and it's definitely the pain points of being in position at a particular time and place. And so what's cool about this is because it is a little bit more remote and a lot of bit more collaborative, that should ease a large portion of that friction of getting everybody in the same place at the same time. So that's super cool. All right, any other cool features that we're missing out, stuff that you just have to know?
Yeah.
I think let me say this real quick. I think one of the things I would probably use it for more than anything else is just keeping my media in places where I can find it. That's another big one, right?
Yep, absolutely. I mean, in terms of storage, organization, and sourcing all those files in one place, Scenery is the perfect solution for that, right? I mean, you could see obviously there's a ton to explore here, but I think when it comes to organization, that's what makes a scenery a place where you can go to and rely on time again. So you see that I could create collections at that team level with all my brand assets, but I also have the opportunity to organize at that project level. And that's the beauty of having this project tab here, where you can create multiple folders. You could create folders within folders, and then from here transcribe and leave comments to one another. Where Doc, you could be uploading all your music assets, and I'm uploading all of our video assets, and we're just like rocking and rolling and creating a ton of comments together. But one step further, I mentioned music, and I'd love to show a few more features if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna head back to the timeline actually, and I'm just gonna show you some cool cloud capabilities that we have. So we've got a Shutterstock library, we've got Pexels, we have Dolly. So as the world is leading to, AI, different features and tools, Scenery is definitely thinking about AI and what we can do with all of those cool capabilities. So we've got a fun Dolly integration. So if you were to say purple monkey drinking a smoothie, I don't know how that just came up to my head, but we'd be able to generate that image for you. Similarly, Shutterstock, you got music library. So if I want to type in, corporate, whatever it may be, bunch of different corporate options here for us to just take a look and start listening, and then drag and drop it right into my project as well. So a lot of cool capabilities when it comes to cloud and Shutterstock, Pexels, Dolly. So that's a nice place to explore. Additionally, you've got the ability to just act on those comments that I showed you previously and take those comments and just simply drag and drop them in. And then that scene review is really that magic of Scenery, being able to instantly act on comments that other people have, given you feedback on, and to be able to change that in real time.
That's super cool. Like, again, it's quite amazing. The cloud side of it really helps too, because I'm assuming at some point we're going to be able to put our cloud platforms there. So, for instance, for Luis, we deliver product through Box.com, right? And so, rather than him having to go to two places, if you add the cloud, Dropbox, Google Drive, the basics, not cloud, sorry, Box.com, the basics in there, he will be able to go and get it. So that's cool too.
Absolutely. Yep. You'll be able to jump in. And you said Box, you said you have?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. We got Dropbox, Google Drive. Box is a functionality we did have at one point. So I assume that's something that we're still going to explore. But you absolutely have the options to import
the only
from
reason
your
why
cloud.
we picked them is because Dropbox, they're good, right? That's what everybody uses,
Yeah.
Dropbox and Google Drive. Those are the number 1 and 2. But Dropbox has so many data breaches. I'm like, I'm not putting my name on their website. I think they've been hacked like 8 times in the last 5 years. And I'm like, you guys need a bigger bouncer and then we might be cool. I just don't trust them. But Google Drive is fine. I feel better about them stealing all of my data. At least I know who's stealing it.
You're putting that out there.
Yeah, so we went to Box just because I just felt, as a person who's responsible for the corporate security, I felt better about Box. But that's cool. Well, too,
Understood.
because you're web-oriented, if you are going to go after the PC side of people, even though we don't really think about them, OneDrive is also big in their side.
Okay, got it. That's good to know. So in terms of editing capabilities, you're obviously, for those PC users, Windows, we do support Windows computers as well. So we're not just Mac only.
Right. I mean, browser-based. Oh, actually, Here's how you could do it. Where if you really wanted to make it simple well, it's not simple because most normal people would know how to do it, but nerds would know how. Remember when we used to have to FTP everything?
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
if you give me a standard FTP endpoint, I can make it go to box.com. Or, what's even cooler, I have a Synology right here. So I could just stick files on my Synology and Luis could just grab it. And, same with a bunch of people in Rich's team, they all have Synologies too. So if you add like a FTP or even better, SFTP endpoint as one of the options to pick up from, then people can send it to anywhere, including
All right.
their team member that's, in
Yeah.
the PI or something. I mean, I know it's
That's
old
awesome.
school, but it does work. It does allow you
No, for sure.
to get wherever. This is super
Add it
cool.
add it to the pipeline for sure.
Super cool. I love it. I love it. And here's another question in here. If we're doing cloud for stock media, I have Artlist and Storyblocks and Epidemic Sound and Envato. So,
You
I
got
have
it all.
I have all of those. I think those would be cool. I mean, they're real easy for me to download and drag it back up. But
Sure.
if you're in here pressing buttons, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, we are open to different feature requests, product feedback. We want to hear it all. So the more we hear, the better. The more we could put into our pipeline and add it to scenery, hopefully.
Dude, this is really amazing, though. I love how simple it is. I love how, it follows the motif of many editors, but it's the collaboration side of it. And this is why, I think if you had to start from scratch right now and you don't know anything about editing at all, this is actually be a good place to start because it's not overly complicated. The V1, V2, A2, A3, main AV, that's very Premiere oriented. And
Yep.
some of the other ones, Media Composer, things like that. So you'll know the basics. Once you know the basics, you can use anything. So it's kind of cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm just going to drag the Shutterstock piece of media in here. It'll queue it up, and I'll drop it back into this project here, this new scene that I've created, and you'll see it queued up. And now it's transcoding, and boom, it's there, ready to rock. And now you could add some fun music. You could add some cool titles, whatever you want to do
Transcoding
with
is
it.
quick.
Transcoding is quick. Yep. So because we're working in proxies, you're not going to get that lag or that latency that you would see in other tools as well. So whatever you upload, where you boil it down into a proxy, so you're working quickly here as well.
Yo, Frederick, here's the part that's crazy, right? While we were doing our sessions, Chuck and Liza were doing their sessions in the other room. So we missed all of this at NAB. We just saw them in the break room while we were looking half dead. So first of all, thank you for coming by. But yeah, this is super interesting, right? So if we want to collab on something, we want to make a video, when the iPhone 50 comes out, and we want to make a video about, taking photos or whatever with the iPhone 15, we could be like, okay, Doc, you go shoot some stuff in your town. I'll shoot some stuff in Northern Cal, and, Jefferson can grab some stuff in Southern Cal, and we can just throw it in the timeline, chop it up together, and then shoot collab videos. Hint, wink, hint, wink. And with my new Insta360 lens today or tomorrow, I can collab with my buddy Jefferson because he is also Insta360 fanatic. I'm just having brain farts right now. This is really
Love it.
amazing. Liza, make sure you link up with Frederick and go talk on his podcast about this. I think.
Okay, sweet. I will. That's awesome. Thanks for that.
It's
Thanks for
This
the
Week
shout
in
out.
Photo. It's very you'll see it. You've seen his face. You've seen him walking around the convention.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
Oh, okay. So listen, wait. Let me ask a question to Tati because she just popped up. I know if I remember correctly, and I have lots of customers. So if I get this wrong, Tati, you can smack me. But I believe she's relatively new to the editing side. So this is a perfect place for her to jump in, not only because of how simple it is, but she could invite a more traditional editor like myself or Louise or somebody else from the Ecamm fam and be like, I'm going to chop this, guys, and you put your notes in. And so we'd be able to put notes in and be like, hey, girl, you crushed it. Here's one thing I would change, right? So yeah, right. Paul said, Tati, you're gonna love this, right? And she just came, so I just wanted to show her that. Let me show you Liza's screen, not because of the puppies. if you
Not
if,
because of the puppies,
if you
but
could
who
go
doesn't love
back to
puppies?
project or canvas, and then I'll just show
Yep.
her what we mean. This is cool. I think this is very cool, because we have a lot of people who are eager to learn editing, but at the same point still have a little bit of apprehension because they just if you watch videos about Resolve, it'll make you scared to edit. But there's a lot of videos about Resolve because it's free. And everyone's like, oh, go get Resolve. No, I like Resolve. It's a fantastic program. But if you have never edited anything, not the place to start. I'm just saying. It's like, oh, I want to learn to drive. Let me buy a Ferrari 488 GTP Spider.
So exactly, I just made a comment on that while you were when you were as you were speaking just now, and we could take this comment and we could just drag it right into that timeline. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to jump to my timeline here. I'm going to delete this. Pretend we're starting from scratch. So again, if you're a new editor and you're you know want to just pick up editing pretty quickly, I'm going to head over to the comments panel. Let's Doc, you came in here, or I came in here and let's use this. As simple as that, I click on the comment, it'll select the range that I made a comment on, and I'm going to click this button, which is add at playhead or add at end, and it's going to drop right into my timeline. From here, I get to decide, oh, do I want it in my widescreen? Do I want it for Instagram? Do I want it for, TikTok, whatever it may be? Choose my dimension, boom, it's now in my edit. Now I could add music underneath. I could add a cool title on top. Let's call this, puppies. I'm just going to drag that right on. Boom, it's a nice cool animation here. I'll go to my properties and I could just write puppies. Change up the color. And you can see how pretty simple that is. And again, some music. Maybe I go back to my media library. I could import my voiceover. So this is a voice recording. I'm going to stop recording this in 3, 2, 1. Stop recording. Send that through. And boom, now I've got a nice, cool audio recording for myself. Just drag it right in. And now I'm off to the races, and I could just alter this audio. I can make it, lower it. In my properties panel, you can always have the option to mess around your properties here. So if we want to speed this up or make myself sound like a chipmunk, I could do that as well. So there's a lot of cool capabilities, but the best part is that it's easy, right? You could be a novice user and you could get the hang of scenery pretty quickly. You could be a pro, and because we work in different tracks, you'll feel that familiarity as well.
Right. I'm looking at this, and I just I made comment on the puppies video, but yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Maybe I made a comment on the puppy asset. That's what I did.
Puppy asset. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. I'm gonna look for your puppy. Oh, you might have made a comment over here. Yeah, you did. You made a comment. Why is the second dog not playing around, playing along? I love it. So yeah, Doc's comments.
See, dude, this is cool. So Tati says she has a lot more. She has editing chops, but wants to hire people. So that's even better because you can easily work collaboratively with this. I love it when the words get stuck. This is really cool. Dan, here's what I would tell you, bro. Don't even bother. Just dive in. Dive in and start messing with stuff. Throw some footage on the timeline and just see where you get stuck. And then using the share button, send out a help balloon. What do you call it? The flare. And I think you learn it faster by diving in as opposed to just looking at it. But this is really cool. And this is something that you can do with Honor and Fulgence for your project coming up. You can just make your account, send them the thing, and we'll go. Actually, yes, Rich, we did. Right now, go in there and have at it because they haven't made a pricing model yet, but it's coming. So right now, you get to go in there and do this for free. That's pretty cool.
And you mentioned help, Doc. Another cool feature, because we are a collaborative tool, and because you got me, who is a former video editor, we offer the ability for us to actually jump in the project with you because we're a collaborative tool. So if you want to invite me to a project, you always have that ability. Even if I'm not necessarily in your team, I could jump in, I could help you out with a project, and we could be editing together immediately.
Right. Oh, I like that. You know, I'm just gonna email you, Liza. This give me a headache. No, but that's cool, fam. Man, please do not teach people this, because if they start asking for a button in Ecamm to just call Doc, I swear I'm coming over there. I'm gonna be like, damn it.
I'm gonna be.
Liza.
I'm gonna need 100 Lizas. That's for sure.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, now is the time to play and go figure out you love this. Listen, I have had the benefit or not so benefit to play with pretty much every one of these tools that are out. We started with Frame because of Luis. I actually worked with Frame on some other stuff. I've seen a lot of the other stuff that's out there. Rich said that would be an uneasy button. But I do really think that you guys have thought this through, and I think it has to do with the fact of you being an actual editor, right? You're thinking of it from a different approach. A lot of people are just thinking it from like, oh, I just need to share these assets and comment on the videos. If you've gone that far, allow me to trim some things, and well, now I'm trimming. Well, I can color correct it too, or make some change. Well, if we're getting that far, we might as well edit it. And so you guys have taken it all the way to the finish line with your stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. Guys, if you have any questions for Liza, now is the time. I'm going to tell you, just dive in and play. I will make a team for my members. We can get in and mess around, but I think this is pretty handy. I uploaded a bunch of stuff yesterday playing around because let me see if I have it here. Let me go back to my house. Dun, 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 dun. And here's the stuff that I just added, but I didn't make it as a project yet. Oh, yeah, it did. It's right here. Okay, so I added a bunch of stuff because I was going to just show some clips of me, moving around in the wood shop and make like a little day in the life of hanging at the wood shop type situation, especially because now we got this cool new Keitoro, which is these tiny little Japanese trucks. I have shots of me making stuff here on my CNC, right? So I can go in and just edit up a little short, kill the audio because it's going to be hella loud because the machines are super loud. And yeah, I just wanted to just come in and play around with this. And it just, look, I mean, I've been in here for hour tops, and it's just intuitive. It's drag and drop, You just kind of put things where they go and chop them up, grab your little end pieces, cut them up, scissor them. If you want to go in here and you can reframe things or size things around so you have ability to do stuff like that. So yeah, it's cool. Like, go in and play with it, see what you get. Don't be scared by a bunch of buttons. And then I'll invite Luis and Paul to something dumb that we can do together and see what kind of trouble we can generate. This is cool.
That's the best part. You sometimes just create different masterpieces that you don't even realize you created, and then it turns into something that you're actually proud of. So definitely go in and just mess around.
Yeah, you know what, Tati, that's a good idea, especially now while it's still available. Recommend it to your students for group projects and see what kind of cool stuff that they can come up with. I think that would be extremely helpful. What's up, Johnny? This is cool. All right. Will people be able to allow, let me speak English. Can you allow people just to be able to upload videos without having view edit access? Yeah, I think you did that, right?
Yes. So you have the ability to invite whoever you want to your team for the purposes of, if you're not a video editor, no problem. You could just give them access to the scene review, and they'll see this page, the project page, and they won't be able to mess with your edits. You don't have to worry about that anymore.
They just leave comments.
Again, exactly. So I could just make Doc a reviewer, and now he won't have access to edit, and he'll be able to just make comments on the review side and also on the project, the project assets as well.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, gang, you know what to do. Go and check out scenery.video. I would say have a play with it. If you need, we can talk about it in Discord, talk about it on the Facebook group, whatever. I'm super happy to mill around in the program together with folks because I think this is something between Luis and myself. I know it's something that we can use, and it's so easy. it's just really easy. So, Luis, let's challenge ourselves to do some flow messing around with this. So we'll upload the footage to Box and then drag it in here too, and we'll see what we can do with cuts in the flow with this. This is pretty cool. Alrighty, anything you need from us, Liza?
No, please play around and use me too. I'm happy to jump in and mess around in the team as well. So, the sky's the limit in terms of just try different features and give us the feedback that you want to see in terms of what you want for your video editing needs. We want to hear it all.
See, Tati is the consummate teacher because she calls me by my government name. Like she's gonna tell my mom I was bad in school. Guys, thank you so much. Please show some love for Liza. Go check out Scenery. Send her a shout out. Remember, if you're editing your project and you get stuck somewhere, you can wave the white flag, but don't abuse the privilege. Yes, and definitely come on This Week in Photo. Frederick, I will do an email introduction after we're done so you guys can link up. I think it's going to be dope. I'm actually recording with Frederick on Thursday. Actually, today's Wednesday. Why don't you just say tomorrow, Doc? See, calendar starts doing all kind of weird, blurry stuff. I have no idea what's going on. I just get up and go to bed, and I get up and go to bed. So thank you. This was super awesome. I can't wait to get in here and play around. Paul is giving you guys all the fun stuff. Follow on Twitter, LinkedIn, and I love a good scrappy startup. So I appreciate you guys for doing what you're doing. It's quite amazing. Quite
Thank
amazing.
you, and thank you for having us. We appreciate it. I'm excited to jump in with the Ecamm fam, and again, would love to collaborate on any video that anyone wants help on. Seriously,
All right.
I'm here to help.
Thank you guys. We'll see you again soon on the next masterclass. I appreciate you guys for coming through. I swear English is really my first language. Anyway, Tonikaku mota ato de wa sayonara desu.
Come and stay